Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, had made America proud. He once said, "Whatever you are, be a good one." And that is exactly what Abraham Lincoln sticks to. Going back to Abraham Lincoln's early life, he was born on February 12, 1809, in a one-room log cabin in Harrod County, Kentucky, to Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. While growing up, he was limited to only a few local schools. He had to work constantly to support his family. He then lost his mother to a milk sickness when he was 9. In 1830, his family moved to Malcolm County in southern Illinois, then again to Coles County. At the age of 22, Lincoln made a living in manual labor. He eventually migrated to a small community of New Salem, Illinois, where he worked as a storekeeper and worked his way up to becoming a store owner. His storytelling made him a very popular person in town. Lincoln was involved in the Black Hawk War when it broke out in 1832 between the U.S. and the Native American, because people of the New Salem elected him as their captain. And after the Black Hawk War, Lincoln was elected as legislator to Illinois in 1834 as a member of the Whig Party. During the time he understood and formulated his view on slavery, Lincoln was also against the Mexican-American War, making him unpopular with the Illinois voters, and that was the moment he became interested in law. He promised that he would not seek for re-election and went to Springfield and practiced law at John T. Stewart Law Firm in 1849. Later, he earned himself a reputation as Honest Abe. Lincoln also met his future political rival, Stephen Douglas. In 1854, Congress passed the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which repealed the Missouri Compromise and allowed individual states and territories to decide for themselves whether to allow slavery. This awakened Abraham Lincoln's political zeal once again, and his view on slavery made more toward moral indignation. Lincoln joined the Republican Party in 1856. Lincoln wants to challenge Douglas for his Senate seat, but failed. Then later, the Republicans nominated Lincoln as a candidate to run for presidency. Lincoln then faced Stephen Douglas in a four-way race that included John C. Breckinridge of the Northern Democrats and John Bell of the Constitution Party. Lincoln received not quite 40% of the popular vote, but carried 180 of 303 electoral votes. Abraham Lincoln became president in 1860. With the hopeful but by no means conclusive Union victory at Antietam on September 22, 1862, Abraham felt confident enough to reshape the cause of the war from Union to abolishing slavery. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863, which states that all individuals who were held as slaves henceforward shall be freed. Lincoln was convinced he was going to have only one term of this presidency. His nemesis, George B. McClellan, the former commander of the army of the Potomac, challenged him for the presidency and failed. On April 9, 1865, General Robert E. Lee, commander of the Army of Virginia, surrendered his force to Union General Ulysses S. Grant, and the war, for all intents and purposes, was over. Lincoln was assassinated on April 14, 1865, by well-known actor and Confederate sympathizer John Wells Booth at Robert Theater in Washington, D.C. Lincoln was taken from the theater to a Peterson house across the street and lay in a coma for 9 hours before dying the next morning. The whole country mourned the loss of one of their greatest presidents and confiders. He now resigned on our country's penny and as a monumental figure in Washington, D.C. by the reflection pond. Going back to his quote, wherever you are, be a good one. And that is exactly what Abraham Lincoln did, and that is what made him such a great president. I found this source on history.com and ehistory.ous.edu. Thank you.